Hey, I interviewed this coach, and he had an interesting outlook on how to coach his athletes.
Who am I with?
Tyler McQuiston, high school coach for Oak Hill and club coach for Oak Hill Swim Club.
How long have you been coaching for?
I've been coaching for, I want to say this is my 16th season total.
How many teams have you coached for?
I have coached 3 club teams and 2 high school teams.
Did you swim when you were in high school?
Yeah, I swam for Lewis Cass High School.
Did you go past high school?
Yeah, I also swam 3 seasons for Ball State.
As a coach, what do you think your strongest core values you emphasize?
As far as core values go, I think I just need athletes just to kind of buy in, whether it's buying in themselves, their teammates, the program. I just need commitment. And if you can buy in and believe in yourself, that kind of rubs off on the other swimmers too. And then once you start buying into the program, buying into your teammates, that's when you start to see growth across the board.
So you want people who are very involved in the program?
Yeah, whether it's just through excitement, energy level, keeping things kind of motivated with themselves, motivated with others. Want someone that just doesn't show up and clock in, clock out, but they're involved in one way or the other.
Now, your athletes, how do you help them overcome mental walls? Because, of course, athletes are going to have struggles throughout their training.
Yeah, I think it's just how you approach the athlete. I think it's how you deal with what they would consider a bad swim. You know, as a coach, I'm expecting kind of every season you should have a rise, you should have a stall, you maybe even have a dip, but then you're going to have a rise at the end. And so as a coach, I understand that. I try to manage that. As a swimmer, they don't necessarily understand that. So trying to keep them upbeat as best as you can, you know, kind of that Oreo approach. You know, you give them some good, some bad, and then some good, but you don't want to be all sunshine and rainbows because they need to have some criticism, some constructive criticism, but it should never be a thing where kind of dwell in what they did bad.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if they messed up a flip turn, if you see that they're weak going into their turns or their walls, instead of saying, hey man, I saw this, it didn't look right, I think we can do better on it next time, you need to flip that and say, hey, this next race, I think we're going to attack the turns. Mm-hmm. Like that's going to be that's going to be our emphasis on this one. And it's just a kind of retraining their brain of how they handle adversity. Like, okay, you know what? I messed up on that race, but this next time out, that's what I'm going to attack.
What is your approach to build team cohesion and motivate your athletes?
Team cohesion, I know a lot of teams do, you know, team bonding days, you know, they might not even really practice one day. I like team bonding activities. I like games, but I want the team to kind of comes together organically to where, you know, we might end up practice on a Friday a half hour early and play volleyball or do a team fun day at the end. It could also just be like during a really hard set, instead of, you know, having everyone like kind of get down because we're doing something really hard and tasking, get them to motivate each other. And what's kind of neat is when the team comes together and has a really hard set and a tough set, but they overcome it as a team. After they're done with that exercise, you could tell like they just went through something together and they're a little bit closer as a group afterwards. It doesn't always have to be game days and goofing off, because then you're kind of forcing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to do those things, but then structure your practice in a certain way to where you know they're going to come together because of a certain drill.
How do you, in your training, balance intensity and recovery most efficiently?
The way I do training is you kind of have the whole body approach, right? So you don't want to do all sprints. If you do all sprints, you're overworking one muscle and you're not getting the endurance part of it. If you overwork endurance, then if someone's getting tracked down at the end of a race, they're not going to be able to have the speed to match it. So you kind of want to have the intensity go up and go down depending on what you're trying to accomplish for that day. Whether it's we're doing aerobic today, we're doing anaerobic tomorrow, we're doing hypoxic sets. But you want to have different muscle groups, different types of cardio throughout the week. That way, by the end of the week, they're getting the whole approach to swimming rather than just being specified.
And would you say you're more of a distance or a sprint kind of coach?
That's a good question. So I enjoy coaching distance. There's a lot of strategy involved with that. But there's nothing coming from a sprinter. There's nothing that beats just a good sprint day. You know, get the intensity up, get everyone motivated, seeing everyone work hard. I mean, that's a lot of fun. So I think I prefer coaching distance, but I think I tailor more towards sprint and mid distance during my practices.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment for any suggestions you have or who you want to see next. I really enjoyed doing this interview. Please check out the video if you like this one. Peace out.
I wanna go for a ride. Hop in the music and